Hey! For today's video, I wanted to wait another day to make an April Fool's video, like, haha, it's not Most Wanted 05, it's Most Wanted 2012. But I've been keeping a schedule for a video every Friday and I didn't want to screw that up, so here we are. I'm still talking about Most Wanted 2012. Like most of you, my story with this game is exactly the same. One day I was happy to see that they released another Most Wanted game, which made me extremely happy. I instantly bought the game and went back home to play, turned on my console, put the game in and... what the hell? What is this game? I can just find cars on the street and use them? Where's the guys from the blacklist? Safe to say I stopped playing after a few minutes after starting and I never played it again. You could say it was my first heartbreak ever. EA has done it. The game grew to become a meme in the racing game community. It became another reason to point at EA and laugh, and since the game release, people never let that go. I actually don't think they ever will, and for a good reason. But today we are here to give it a fair chance and see how it holds up. Maybe not everything was so terrible like you thought it was. Need for Speed Most Wanted was a game developed by Criterion Games and published, well of course, by EA in 2012. The game starts with a brief welcome to Fairhaven, where an elite group called the Most Wanted dominate the streets, and your objective is not only to be part of it, but to be the #1 guy on the blacklist. They also explain how you can simply find a car you like and jump into it, and honestly, I think that's one of the worst problems this game has. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. As always, starting by the graphics, this was actually surprising to me, but I really like how this game looks. The game was developed in the Chameleon engine, the same one used for Hot Pursuit 2010. So if you're like me and is easily impressed by lighting effects, you're really gonna like this. Whenever you hit a lamppost or a car, the lighting and reflections look great. Even when you're just driving around the city, seeing the headlights and the buildings in front of you and the reflections on the ground, it looks really good. What I'm not really a fan of is how low res everything looks, even at high resolutions. Of course it might not be that noticeable through a compressed YouTube video, but I noticed this pretty early and it followed me to the end of the game. The game does have a super sampling mode up to 5 times, but instead of fixing the problem, it just looked bad in a different way. I don't know a lot about MSAA, FSAA, DLSS and whatever acronym you like to use, but the one in this game didn't do a lot for it. The visuals, slash art style, or whatever you wanna call in this game, are a whole different thing for me. I didn't know this, probably because I didn't play it for more than 20 minutes, but it has a weird sci-fi feel to it. I was first caught off guard with this cutscene and laughed at it. Wow, that's a weird glitch. But then it wasn't a glitch. It's the actual direction they were taking the cutscenes in this game. Well, cutscenes as in the small intro you see before a race starts. Each event you start has a different intro to it, and I actually like it a lot. There are some that are just a quick camera filter that they threw in there just for the sake of having more intros. But the ones that the devs gave a crap I actually found really cool. The soundtrack in this game is probably what most of you remember. Maybe from the Android version of the game, because it seems most people seem to have played that one. I'm actually a fan of it. It mixes rock and electronic a lot, with some pop songs thrown in the middle of it, and it really fits the overall sci-fi feel of the game. If you played the intro for this, you know exactly what I mean. Seeing the cutscenes and the explanation and getting to play in the middle of everything while butterflies and hurricanes is at its climax is really, really cool. Might be one of my favorite intros in a Need for Speed game ever. You have Deadmau5, the Chemical Brothers, Dead Sarah, and of course, Icona Pop with I Love It. You know what's funny though? I really thought this song was in a Burnout game, but I was confusing it with Girlfriend from Burnout Dominator. I guess these games are just that similar to each other. And talking about that, we now get to the gameplay. You know, it's amazing how brands work, isn't it? I mean, right here, what we have is, in my opinion, a great Burnout game. But because of a simple mistake, most people want this game to burn in hell. We all have seen all the leaked builds from Most Wanted 2 and how it was, until a seemingly complete change of plans. And I really don't know how we ended up with what we got, but you know what? Everything would be fine. If this was a Burnout game. It simply won't get into my mind why they chose to name this game not only Need for Speed, but Most Wanted, probably the most beloved game in the series. Everything here is exactly what you would expect from Burnout. You have Break the Drift, crashes, your car loses control whenever someone hits you like you would expect, and you get boost from everything you do. Doing different takedowns give you boost which you can keep chaining by taking out multiple opponents, just like Burnout. I know it's hard to pinpoint what exactly Need for Speed should be. I've been thinking my whole life that everyone agreed that Need for Speed was street racing with lots of car customization and whatever, until someone remembered me that Need for Speed didn't start out like that, so what really is Need for Speed? Well, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's not Burnout. The idea is that you have to do races with different cars to get speed points, and you have to reach certain numbers of speed points to be able to race against the Blacklist members. So basically what we had before, but you don't have a minimum number of races before you can challenge someone from the Blacklist. You can simply do the races that give you more speed points and then challenge them. Oh, and the police? Nothing more than random AI to hit you, serving absolutely no purpose at all. The bounty system was completely replaced by the speed points, and cop chases will always give you less points than races, not to mention the fact that nothing happens if you get caught. One thing you might be curious about is how I got your mom's number, but let's just say some things are better left off the video. The rubber banding in this game is strong, but not to the levels of Underground 1. I used very fast cars in this game, from McLarens to Bugattis, but guess what? I was actually happy to see that there was a Tesla in this game. They added the Tesla Roadster, and while it makes no sense to use nitros on it, I thought it was cool. So I beat the number 1 car in the Blacklist, a Koenigsegg Agera R, with a Tesla Roadster that couldn't go past 229 km per hour. Again, you have no customization in this game. Your car changes color randomly whenever you get past a gas station, and it also fills your boost. The only thing you can do is change some parts that you can unlock, like reinflatable tires or a reinforced body so your car doesn't break too quickly. So you might be wondering, what about the progression? And to that, my fellow viewer, I say, what about the progression? There is none. The only thing you progress through is the Blacklist, and they are no different from any other race. Again, I beat the last car in the Blacklist with a Tesla Roadster, so I was wondering maybe the online could be a challenge? Well, if I can even find a match at this point, and guess what? Yeah, so I was able to find another match later with 2 other people, but both of them had DLC cars that were way faster than anything I had. And that's not even the best part. Hear me out. The store doesn't even work. So even if you wanted to give EA your money for DLC in a 10-year-old game, you can't anymore. You are doomed to lose races online to people that pay more money than you on this game. Not to mention that you might be running the streets in single player, find a car, and be like, oh, I want that one, just for the game to try to show you the store to buy them. I saw a lot of people talking about how pay to win this game was, so keep that in mind. It really is. Well, was. The online works basically like a Forza-thon if you play Forza Horizon. You have to race somewhere for a race to start, then you have to do something random like jump as far as you can, or you might be matched with someone random for a team race. It's not bad per se, but playing this with 2 other people that had DLC cars was not a very fun experience if you ask me. There's even something called Sweet Revenge, which are car mods that you can pick when you get taken down. Like this one, called Carjacker. It makes so when you get taken down, you respawn with your opponent's car. Do you see where this is going? But of course, it doesn't work, because the game tells me to buy the DLC. It is truly an amazing accomplishment by EA. Look, overall, I like this game. It is really problematic to play online these days. And if that's the reason you're thinking about getting it, I would strongly recommend that you don't. It might be cool to see YouTubers play it online, but they can fill lobbies with viewers. I could barely get 2 people. If you're thinking about getting this for a Need for Speed Most Wanted experience, hold your horse. This is not it. You're gonna get extremely disappointed because this is not what you think it is. But if you're a Burnout fan, maybe you played Burnout Paradise and say to yourself, wow, I really like this game, I wish they made another one. This is it. Most problems this game had when it launched, and really, to this day, would not exist if it wasn't for a simple branding mistake. Not that EA would know the difference between their two main flagship racing games, but you know, it's an extremely fun game. I really ended up enjoying my time with this one, and it's a bit of a shame that I didn't give it a chance as a racing game instead of a Need for Speed game, but I also refuse to say that that's on me. But anyway, I think that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you leave a like. It truly helps me a lot. Oh, and also, if you like this content, make sure you subscribe. I make videos about every type of game, even though usually people seem to enjoy the racing ones. You might find something you like. And as always, a huge thank you to our new members, Gustavo Fernandes, Apex, and David Papez. I hope I pronounced that right. If I didn't, you can let me know. Becoming a member is really the best way you can support the channel so I can keep doing what I'm doing, so really, thank you so much to every one of you. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.